Okay, so I don't know how good a quality this is going to be, but a lot has changed. Today is Easter, and I am on my way to a friend of mine's, and I know her and her whole family basically, but I'm going over there to hang out. But I have a lot to tell y'all, and I was wanting to do it on my way, but I forgot my tripod. Of course, go figure. And it's not really a good angle, blah blah. But yeah, a lot has changed. Oh my goodness. So I have a lot to fill y'all in on, and damn it, I wanted to do it on the way. But I'm not good at holding my phone and talking and driving. I don't think it's a very good idea. So I'm going to have to finish this when I get home, unless I can figure out a way. I have my big tripod in the back, so if I can figure out a way to rig it up in here, I may do this talk on the way home so I can tell y'all what happened and how things went, where I'm going. It is 4:20, and yes, it is Easter. So that is quite the combination. But anywho, I will talk to y'all on my way home so I can fill y'all in on everything that has happened since the last time I talked to you, which I think was in January. I don't know. I need to look so I know where to start. So anyhow, I will see y'all here in just a few seconds for you. Okay, just got done over there and I'm heading home. There was so many people there. I haven't seen that many people as far as family in a very long time, if ever. Because I guarantee it, with all the little kids and stuff, there was every bit of 80 to 85 people. I was blown away. So after they did the Easter egg hunt, everybody ate. We all kind of separated and went our separate ways. So now I'm on my way home. But you know, I told you a lot of things have changed. Well, in February, I got notification that I was approved for my disability and I was going to be receiving my first check in March. So I received my first check. Once I received, oh, that's awfully bouncy. So this is what I wore for Easter. It's a big old long floor length. Let me see. I don't know if I can get the whole damn thing. You can almost see it. But I was looking back at my videos, and it appears, come here. Apparently Rolo thinks he needs to be in it. Say hi, everybody. He's having a very bad eye allergy issue right now. So his eyes are oozing bad. As I said, a lot has changed, which a lot of stuff does change in 4 months, going on 5. I did not realize it had been that long since I had recorded anything. Grab my book for reference because so much has happened I can't remember it all. In January, I went to, let's see, nothing major happened other than January 4th, I went to the Social Security doctor. Oh, and I got new glasses too. But there's like a bad glare. when I went, I got a phone. No, I went to the Social Security doctor. Oh, my Lord, I can't think. I know, it's the squirrels. Freaking squirrel issues, I swear. They're acting like they're hunting for their last meal or something. It's very bizarre. But because they're eating the mulberries off of the tree before they're green. They're not even fully grown or half grown. It's just really bizarre. But anyway, January 4th, I went to the Social Security doctor and talked to them. And my appointment went well. She wished me luck and hoped that I would be approved. So then in February, I received a letter from Social Security saying that I was approved and I would get my first check come March. So I did. I got my first check in March, so that was a very, very, very big blessing. But let's go back to February, because in February I fell again. Imagine that. But I fell and I hurt my left knee. And in doing so, it never healed. And we did x-rays, we did all kinds of stuff to try and figure out what was going on with it. Well, we ended up having to do an MRI because it wasn't getting any better. I was still having the shooting pains, and I could tell that it was an internal pain. It was totally different than before, any other time before. So I having to cover my feet because Rolo thinks I need to play with this toy with my feet. Anyway, so I went on the 25th is when I fell. I was trying to step over the little fence that I put out there for the little ones, and I was putting it out there. I put it out there originally because we was having ice and stuff come in, and I didn't want to take a chance on falling down the stairs. So I thought, okay, I'm going to put this around the camper so they have an area that they can go potty. I don't have to worry about him getting out. I can literally let him out the door and they can go out, do their business, and come right back in, okay? Because remember, I got the foster dog too, Dennis, the 11-year-old. He'll be 12 in September. And he's a freaking mess. So, anyways, I finally got my MRI. Let's see, when did I get my MRI? This is March. My MRI was on March 5th is when I finally got my knee MRI. I mean, it took a little while for insurance to approve it, but they finally did because we had done everything. I even had an injection in my knee because I went and saw my rheumatologist again. And I told him that I fell and that I was having a lot of pain in it, and so he went ahead and shot both of my knees. Well, my right one felt a lot better, but my left one, it didn't get any better at all. If anything, it almost felt a little bit worse because the steroid shot that they put in there, it'll help with the inflammation and stuff. So I know it helped a little bit, but it didn't help like I hoped it would, like Doc hoped it would, because I had really screwed up my knee. I didn't know how bad I had screwed it up until after I got the MRI. So I got the MRI March 5th. Well, I went and saw my doctor the following, it was a couple of weeks later because they was all behind on all their MRIs, and they said it was because of spring break. It was because of spring break, which makes sense. You know, doctors are off, and I'm sure there's not as many doctors as they need to be able to cover all shifts. So anyway, I talked to my doctor. Well, I've got my chart is what it's called, and where you can see like test results and when, you know, all of your stuff, basically, next visits, all of that. So I got the notification that I had a new test result, and I knew it was my MRI, and so I looked at it and it said that I had messed up my cartilage, and I went, oh shit, because that's not something that's going to just grow back on its own. So I messed up my cartilage in my knee, long story short, and I finally got in to see, I think it's an orthopedic doctor is who she sent me to, and I go see him on the 24th this week. So I'm going to get some answers on what we're going to end up having to do to my knee, because it's not bothering me like it was, but I still have those intense sharp pains. I still can't, I don't have the maneuverability. Did I say it right? Maneuverability. Oh frick, I don't know. Anyway, I don't have the mobility. That's what I'm trying to think of. The mobility in my knee that I once had. I can't bend it like I did. I can't move it like I did. If I move it a certain way, it shoots pains. And it's always in the same place. And that's what made me know that I had really jacked something up in there. But I basically have a hole in my cartilage on my left knee. So now I got to find out what we're going to do with that. I'm fixing to be released from my back surgeon. That comes in May. That will be my 9 months, and I'm doing great with that. I'm not having really any major problems. It alleviated, I would say it alleviated probably 80% of my issues in my lower back, maybe 90%. So that's really good. To have a spinal fusion and not have the issues that I once did and the issues that a lot of people do have. People that I watch on YouTube that still have issues after having back surgery. Matt from Van Life Plus, he's one of them, and he was basically one of the ones that gave me the courage to go ahead and get my back surgery, because I saw how well he got around and that he was able to live life normally. I think he still has a lot of issues, but anyways, so I get released on that. I am now getting injections in my neck. I had 2 rounds. That happened this month. I had the first round on the 3rd, and I could not have the IV sedation that they usually do. It was oral. So they gave me 2 Xanax that were dissolvable under my tongue and a 5 milligram Percocet. Got my first set of injections. It hurt, but it didn't hurt as bad as I was expecting it to hurt. So I thought, okay, I can do this. I can do it the second round. Because basically, if you get 80% relief, over 80% relief twice, 2 times in a row, then you can be scheduled to have IV sedation to then have an ablation, which is where they go in and burn the nerves. So then you won't have the problem with those nerves anymore. So I went for my second round last week on Thursday, and talk about pain. Oh my Lanta, it hurts so much worse. It's like, because it was 3 shots in my neck over here, bam, 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 and bam, 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 and then I had a nerve block as well. So it was basically, and the nerve block is once on this side and once on this side. So technically I had 8 injections with no IV sedation. It was all oral. That was very stressful because, like I said, the second time, I swear to God, he put the needles in this much further, and he put in twice the amount of meds or something, because I almost felt lumps on my neck. So I was like, okay, this shit is no joke. So anyway, and then I'm probably going to have it touched up, but I got my Constellation, and I did that on the Sunday before the 13th of April, that Sunday before I have my second injections. And those injections was just painful. But I call Monday because I have to keep a pain log. I had to keep one on the first round and then now on the second. But I had to keep a pain log to let them know my pain scale every hour. I mean, there's a whole list. So I did all of that again, and I got 90% again. So relief. So I'm hoping that insurance will cover it, so me to be able to get those things burned so I don't have to worry about it. So basically what I have, now that I've gotten you all filled in, I got my disability, was approved. My doctor was shocked that I got it in 1 year. It was almost 1 year to the day. Crazy. Because I was technically approved in February, and I applied February of 2024, and I was approved February of 2025. And that is very, very uncommon. My doctor, like I said, she was amazed that I got it that fast. Every doctor I talked to was amazed that I had gotten it that fast. So anyway, so I got my pain management going on my neck. They can't do anything to my mid-back because insurance won't cover it. And that's where I'm still having a lot of issues, is in my mid-back. My boobs are so heavy that I would just love to have them removed so I don't have to worry about it anymore, because these suckers are no joke. So I'm just ready to get this shit over with my neck, not have no more pain in my neck, and get my back pay. I'm still waiting on my back pay. So I'm not sure when I'm going to get that. Everything I've read is after a couple of months. So who knows? It could be deposited in my bank account next week. You never know. But anyway, so that's all I'm waiting on now. But I was approved for my disability after going to the doctor, their doctor, on January. Was approved in February. Got my check this in March. And now we're in April, and I've gotten my second check. So it's a relief, a big, huge relief, to finally have an income to where I'm not stressing over where my next dollar is going to come from. I now know that I'm going to have a check come the third week of every month. So that's a blessing, and that is a relief. Talk about, it took a ton of bricks, if not more, off of my shoulders. My counselor, she said, I can tell that you were relieved. She said, she said, I can tell you're a different person since you got your check. I said, yeah, because it's true. It's actual factual. I had the money in the bank to where I could pay my bills and go buy toilet paper and not have to worry about, oh God, I need to put money on my electric bill so I can't get toilet paper this week. That was the kind of stuff that I was having to worry about taking care of, is the necessities, is what everybody calls them. Much less buying me some new bras or some new clothes. That shit was not gonna happen at all. So I got me a new microwave this month. You know, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So it's nice to be able to say, I know I'm going to get paid once a month. Yeah, it's not a shit ton of money, but it's almost $1,000. So I think that's pretty damn good. Then I still have those clients that want me to do their hair, and they don't care if I'm in a wheelchair or what's going on. So I'm okay. I'm not having to stress anymore about where my next dollar is coming from. And that right there has been such a blessing. But I've been jacking my jaws now for 16 minutes, almost 17 minutes. So I'm going to get off here and do some straightening up around here. I need to vacuum and stuff, but I'm doing really good. And I'm hoping to start making more videos. I'm going to save money to get me at least a down payment on a tiny house or build something. I found out too, that's the other thing. See if I can do this in a couple minutes. I found out as well that my community, I'm in an HOA, which I knew, but I didn't realize Didn't realize that there was other stipulations and rules and stuff that we can and can't do and blah blah blah. Well, I found out that you have to build a 900 square foot foundation home because that's the rules of the HOA. I can't even go get a 1-bedroom trailer if I wanted to. I can't do a tiny house because it's not 900 square feet. It has to be 900 square feet on a concrete foundation. So that kind of puts a damper in things. I'm going to have to try and save some money, but I'm living paycheck to paycheck still, even though I'm making more money. Isn't that crazy how that shit works? But I'm hoping that'll level out. I have my SBA loan that I got a few years ago, well, back in 2020, because of all the closures and not having as much business as I had. And I had to get my car fixed to keep going. And so I got an SBA loan to be able to get my car fixed. I needed tires. I had to get the whole front end redone. So I got like a little over $4,000 and I needed a little over $3,000 to get my car fixed. So the other $1,000 was buying any necessity that I needed to get, you know, after getting my car fixed. But anyhow, so I've got that to pay back, and they're going to take that out of my check, $177 a month. When my payment on that stupid thing is only like $25 a month. I mean, which should take forever and a decade to ever pay it off. But it's like, damn, you're going to take $177 out of my damn $900 check to give back to the state to get it paid. And then once it's paid off, then I won't have to worry about it. So once I get my back pay, that's the first thing I'm doing, is paying that off. I'm going to give Deanna $1,500 for all the money that she helped with, all the tires and everything that she helped me with. And the rest of it's going to go to buy me a vehicle. So I'm hoping that I have enough left over, at least $5,000 left over, to get a decent vehicle. Something used, you know. Even if I have to get a small loan, I won't mind doing that for a couple of $1,000 because my payment ain't going to be like $500 a month. There's just a lot of things that I'm still trying to juggle, but it is a relief to know that I have an actual chunk of money that goes in the bank monthly. So, anyways, I'm going to get off here. I've yacked enough. 21 minutes. Yep, I got to go. So, I will talk to y'all later. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Stay positive. And be proud of yourself.